Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us. Sports Take. Look who it is. A long-lost son. He's back. Derrick Gunn hopping on. What up, Gunner? How you doing?
Well, I've said to myself, I said, these guys are seasoned vets. They don't need me. And so I got to listen to a little bit of what you guys were debating. Great conversation so far. But I'm good, man. I'm enjoying the day. Beautiful, sunny day outside, you know.
Good. Perfect. Well, perfect timing. So I want to start with this because I know how connected, how tuned in you are to things that are happening over at the NovaCare complex. So before I ask you this question, so we got the word yesterday. Okay. Yeah. Nick Sirianni was on the WIP morning show and said, look, nothing's set in stone here. We're going to see how it goes. Said the same thing essentially when he met with the media a little bit earlier. And then Jalen Hurts as well said, you know, he can throw, just basically a we'll see. Okay. Is the way they're kind of going about that. Now look at it a couple different ways. One, maybe that's the way it is. Like it's only Tuesday. Let's see how it shakes out. Or play a little mind game. So Dallas has to really prepare for both who are different kind of quarterbacks. Tell me what you're hearing and what your sense is of where things are right now, Gunner, as we sit here at Tuesday at 1:34 in the East.
Well, I've asked people several times since the news dropped yesterday evening, and the consensus is one game, possibly two, but he's fine. Whatever they decide to do will be a precautionary measure, because even though it's a sprain, you don't want it to get worse. You want this dude ready for the second season. Now, you know what really surprised me though? As I'm driving around yesterday evening and today, and I'm listening to various sports talk radio formats, the abundance of people who are talking about they should rest their starters for this game.
I'm shocked by it too.
And then worry about clinching against the Saints. Well, the Saints are wounded dog, but Saints ain't just gonna roll over for you. You can't take anything for granted week to week. You can't.
Yeah. I think it's absurd, Gunner. Think about it.
I'm shocked. The same people are saying this. I'm shocked.
It's wild. Think about it from this perspective. Let's say you don't go all out. Okay. Now it's different if Minshew's in there and he can't get the job done and you lose, you just lose, but you're trying. But if you went into this game with the mindset of we're not going to go all out when you still don't have it locked up, and then you're depending on the last two games where weird stuff can happen. You're talking about two teams that still
man.
Like the Saints still have playoff life. The Giants haven't clinched the spot yet. I don't think they need one more win. I think, and then everybody else takes care of their business and you miss out and you end up being a 5 seed. Like it's absurd to me. Go out and win, man, and control your own destiny.
You look at how Buffalo has bounced around from 1 to 5, 1 to 5. There's no giving. I don't want that Giants game to mean anything for the Eagles. I don't think the Giants can stay on the same football field with the Eagles, but the Giants, they still remember what the Eagles did, embarrassed them just, recently. Okay.
And then lost to a Washington team and not play, the starters.
Yes. So, and then, Washington, so they tie Washington 2 weeks ago. They come back and they hold Washington to 12 points, although the refs helped them with that win. They hold Washington basically to 12 points in Washington's backyard. You can't take anything for granted. People sit here, we're going to win this, we're going to win that. Have you been watching the season across the board this year?
How goofy it is.
I don't want the Eagles starters to have to play that Giants game.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
Now, I understand if they just let Jalen sit this game, as big of a game as this is, and I know Eagles fans want this game badly. I get it. Who's to say they can't win it with Gardner Minshew?
Right.
Number one.
Yep.
Number two, even if they lose to Dallas, you have the Saints coming to your backyard. But still, you got to play that game. It's a meaningful game. But you got to end this now. You got to end this as soon as you can. You win this game this Saturday. You lock up the number 1 seed. You lock up the East. You got to win this game now. But with a sprained shoulder, I've seen too many quarterbacks start with a sprained shoulder, take another hit on that shoulder, and it develops into something worse. I don't want to see that happen to him. So I think from what I'm being told, more than likely will sit out this game as a precautionary measure, which is good. Huh?
I don't understand it, bro.
Understand what?
I've been on this show going nuts because I don't care what it is.
He shot out of the cannon today, Derek. Just be ready.
Dallas,
wait, I missed it. I missed this.
Oh yeah.
What?
This is Dallas, bro. This is Dallas, man. It don't make a difference, what we have. We got the walking wounded. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care. This is Dallas. I don't want Jalen to play.
Right.
Because I know Minshew can beat them.
Right.
But I can't understand how fans will say, all right, we're not worried about beating Dallas. We're worried about beating the Saints.
I don't get it.
I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm trying to win. We're going to win with Minshew. I don't want Hurts to play, but I'll take Minshew playing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because, a couple people on the stream had to bring me back down. Like, all right, forget that, man. Get Jalen some ice and ibuprofen, and let's go. It's time to play. You know what I'm saying? Take some dirt and rub it on it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? Doing Miyagi.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm that geeked up. I'm that passionate about
playing.
Because I hate Dallas with a passion.
Same here, bro.
With a passion.
But Barrett, here's I'll throw this out there also, because we know athletes play with sprained shoulders. Okay.
Yes.
And we know quarterbacks have played with sprained shoulders.
Yep.
But could this be a little bit more than a sprain if they're sitting him this game?
Bro, I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm just being 100 with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would have played Jalen anyways or played him the entire game anyways, even if he wasn't hurt. Just because we're going into the playoffs, man, and we all know how this coaching staff thinks.
You talking about this game?
Yes.
You don't think they would have, if he was healthy, you don't think they would have played
with it still not locked up?
Bro, they might have made something up or something, bro.
No, there's no way. If he was healthy, Barrett, ain't no way he gets in this game. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
We're talking about this coaching staff didn't play him in entire spring preseason.
Right.
I mean, they played one series the entire preseason.
But Barrett, you win this game in their backyard. You send a definitive message to them that you can't beat us here.
Well, I'm talking about they might have pulled. I'm talking about they would have pulled a Washington game where they took Hurts out and put in what's his name, Nick. Who was that guy they used to have? Sudfeld. Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah,
they'd have pulled a Nate Sudfeld on him. Win, lose, or draw.
No, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Not in this one, I don't think, Barrett.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If Jalen Hurts was 100% healthy, knowing that they win this game, they lock up the division and the number 1 seed. They got 2 games to start sporadically letting players rest. Maybe let players the last 2 games have key players play series instead of whole games. Have them play a half instead of 4 quarters, a quarter instead of 3 quarters. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you can take the brakes off because there's nothing. Nobody gonna catch you. Nobody can touch you. But in a situation like this, there's a possibility. There's a 50-50 possibility Dallas could win this game. 50-50. Okay.
I'd be so pissed.
Even if they play with Minshew?
So pissed.
Dude, that's a 50 because they're not going to run the same offense.
Yeah, see, I got to see what it looks like, Barrett. Yeah, like if Minshew's really struggling, I can't. Like, I'm not going to be happy, but
I can't see Minshew struggling, man. I just
can Minshew handle Dallas's rush?
Yeah,
I don't know. He's not as elusive as Hurts. Come on, man. That's a huge difference.
Yeah. Bro, I'm not talking about looting the rush because I'm not talking about them being rushed. I don't think that offensive line is going to allow anybody to touch the quarterback, period. Well, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder the size of Rocket Gibraltar. This is going to be a very pissed off team they're going to play it against. But this Eagles team is going to be hot as fish grease, bro.
And you don't think Dallas hot as fish grease? Number 1, they lost to the Eagles with Cooper Rush. Number 2, they just blew a game in Jacksonville.
They ain't built like that, bro.
National TV. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying Dallas has as much reason as the Eagles to be hot as fish grease. After what they did in Jacksonville, blew a 17-point lead and lost on a fluke play in overtime.
They're embarrassed. They're not really hot. They're embarrassed.
They should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed. They should be embarrassed. Your quarterback's thrown 9 picks in the last month and a half of football. They should be embarrassed. Your $100 million quarterback choking every week. They should be embarrassed.
Absolutely.
And rightfully so.
Absolutely.
But dude, if Hurts is not playing this game, and let's say they keep him out now, right now from what I'm hearing, it's 50-50 about the Saints game. Okay. if they keep him out, knowing the significance of these 2 games, if they keep him out deep 2 games, that tells me it's something just a little bit more than a sprain that they're looking at, Barrett. Now, they'll tell us what we want on the surface. They'll tell us whatever we want to hear. They're not going to tell you everything. The one thing Howie Roseman has his boys at NFL Network, ESPN, Howie will tell them. But Shane Steichen, Sirianni, they ain't telling you nothing. And when I say you, it's media in general. They ain't telling us nothing, okay? Now, I just saw a quote from Jalen Hurts just said, I'm doing everything to prepare to play for this game. Yep. That's fine and dandy, okay? But I've been consistently told this game for sure, maybe the next game. Now, that tells me it's more than just a sprain. And I'm not saying Minshew can't go down there and win that game because you still have that defense to lean on. You still have that offensive line, your running game. But can Minshew get the ball because he doesn't have as many reps with those receivers? How long will it take him to get in the rhythm with AJ and Devontae Smith on the slant routes and stuff? See, that's a little different. Now, you got a week to get ready for that, but it's not, but hey, it's not the same as game speed. How you practice it is not how you play it. See, and then you got to see all these different looks. Every week for the last 4 weeks, Lane Johnson has told us on our postgame show, the opponent has given us looks on defense that we have not seen on film. Dallas is going to do the same thing, follow suit, going to try to give him looks, especially Minshew, going to try to give him looks he hasn't seen. How will Minshew counter that? And I'm not saying Minshew can't win that game.
Bro, Minshew is a lot better than what people get. I see people always a career backup. Minshew is out there trying to get him a job for next year. He wants to show everybody that he's a starter in the league, so he's going to play accordingly. I have no reservation about starting Minshew. Minshew will be fine against that defense because the offensive line is not going to let anybody touch the quarterback, especially after what just happened. Bro, those guys are pissed off, man. They're pissed off, and they're going to be ready to play, bro.
People also forget Minshew had a winning record when he came from Jacksonville. Even as a back, you look at his winning record and his touchdown to interception ratio. Not bad for a backup.
Out of that.
Yeah, look, he has good career numbers. There's no doubt.
Yeah. TK, exactly.
Points this out. I don't doubt he's going to be ready. They'll have him prepped. I don't doubt that. But you're still going to be without a guy who was the MVP in my estimation if he doesn't play.
Well, you're not going to get that caliber guy. You're not going to get that caliber guy.
Right.
But you could get a damn well pissed off, ready to ball to show everybody that I am a starting quarterback behind center on Saturday.
Gunnar, let me get your take on this because Barrett and I kicked this around earlier.
Okay.
Look, you've talked about it too. I'm not just saying this now because he got hurt, but I thought they were running him too much in general. Okay. He had 153 rushes this year. And especially in that game, 17 rushes, you could have just traditionally handed it off to the running back. So there's not even a question if it's an RPO that he keeps it. Do you put any blame on Steichen and Sirianni here that this happened? Or is this just, them's are the breaks sometimes when you have a quarterback who runs it as much as he does?
Blame.
Yeah.
No, I mean.
For running it too much. I mean.
You know what? We've been harping up, Barrett and I and you, and we've disagreed on this all season long. It is what it is. Running is a part of his athleticism. My consistent stance has been a look at the history of the running quarterbacks in this league, from Lamar Jackson to RG3, so on and so forth. Eventually, it catches up to you. Now, he's different built. He's built more like a running back than he is a quarterback. But when he took that shot to the face on that one run where he tried to sit down and linebacker caught him in the chest, and Mulata said, and what did Mulata come out and say? Hey, man, you already stay down. So he goes, man, help me to F up. That tells me he was woozy then, but he got up and finished the game. He was a baller.
And threw a slant.
And threw a slant. Play. Yep. Okay, go back to the Green Bay game. He runs toward the sideline, sits down. Defensive lineman came over the top of him. Boom. Pushed him forward like this. I'm thinking back neck injury. Eventually, these little things catch up. It only takes one fluke.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he runs too much. Now, there are games he has to run out of necessity. I think there are too many call run plays for him.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm driving at here.
That's what yes. Now, you can't help. He's going to be him. That's part of his makeup, who he is. But I do think they call too many run plays for him.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him on the shelf at the wrong time. Everybody talked about, Lamar Jackson, the rubber band man, do this, do that. How many games did he miss last year?
Yeah.
How many games is he sitting out right now?
Right.
3, going on his third.
Okay, so these little things catch up. There's no such thing as an invincible football player.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing. Every football player who steps on the field and play will get injured. It's the nature of the beast. And the last player you want, hey, look, even Josh Allen has gotten nicked up as much as he runs. He's got nicked up. Mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes has got nicked up running. And he doesn't even run that much. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to catch you, whether it's because they feel defensive players' mindset is twofold. Number one, I got a clean shot on him. I'm taking it. Or number two, I'm tired of him embarrassing us. I don't care if I get the 15-yard penalty.
Right.
There's defensive players out there, man, that, hey, they need psychological evaluation.
Well, look at Seth. Seth used to say, all right, you know what? Seth was like, all right, I want to know who your backup quarterback. I want to see your backup quarterback play.
Yes.
That was his favorite thing. Hey, let me see what your backup quarterback can do out here.
And you don't think there's a lot of defensive players in the league like that now? Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness. Any chance they get, they're gonna take that shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we start to see, we've seen several times over the past month or so when we've seen excerpts from, Jalen got up a little slower on this play. Jalen got up a little slower on this play. The body can only take so much, man. I don't care who you are. Well, if for a quarterback to run that much, to me that's a little too much.
Well, I'm just saying this, man. It's even with you can say that with Miles Sanders. You got to watch his carries.
There you go.
The human body's not meant to play football, bro. The human body's barely meant to walk upright, let alone run and hit 20 miles an hour and then hit somebody.
And let me get something interesting that is happening today for Gardner. He's attending Mike Leach's funeral. Mike Leach was his coach at Washington State.
Yep.
And was the guy who encouraged him to basically keep playing football. Yep. So he's going there. You just wonder, I always think about these kind of motivating factors, just what his mindset is, how he goes out there coming off of something like that.
Got to win one for the Gipper.
Yeah.
Well, that's one less day of practice he has with the ones.
True. Well, he's going to be there for late this afternoon. I don't know.
Oh, you will? Yeah, but they're done practicing by like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
I'm sure he'll just maybe be in the building going over stuff. I don't know.
Right, he's been with the team for the last 2 years now. Like he knows he's taking those reps and everything. Yeah, he's taking reps with those guys. He'll be fine with that. That's as far as thing for me. The big thing is just like you said, Rob, is I'm going to win one for my coach. Mike Leach was my guy. He kept me in this game. He's going out. Let me go out there and win him for him. So it's going to be just an added incentive of him to go out there and play bonkers, just play his butt off.
Let me reiterate, too, something Barrett brought up earlier with, Goddard being activated now. 6 catches, 6 targets, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns last year versus the Jets with Minshew quarterbacking.
Yep.
Those two. Little chemistry there for those two. So another one to look at.
Yeah, but remember that Jets team last year was a sieve.
No, I know. There's no. I'm not saying there's comparison with that Jets team of 2021 to the Cowboys. I'm just saying those two have a nice connection. But no, it's fair. It's a fair point.
And it's going to take him a little bit to get into a rhythm. It is into a game rhythm, But he knows the offense inside and out. He knows the offense.
I feel good about who's coaching him. I feel good about Steichen and Sirianni coaching him up. And you're certainly surrounding him with people to help him succeed. Let's put it that way.
I don't think it's going to take him a while to build chemistry with those guys. I mean, he's around those guys. He takes his fair share of reps with the ones also. I think he's going to go in, like I said, with that added incentive. He's going to be fine, man. He's not going to miss a beat on running his style of the offense. And that's the biggest thing, his style of the offense.
Right. Now, the offense is going to look a little different with Minshew under center, and rightfully so. They're two completely different quarterbacks. But I can see them coming out to get him in that rhythm, the short passing game. Boom, 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 just to get him in a game, get him up to speed, game rhythm, short pass. Let's establish the run, get him in a short passing game, and see then we open it up. As you get in a flow and get warmed up, then we start to open things up a bit. But let's play it safe to the best. We know we can run on them. Hit the ground run. Of course, they could have ran on the Bears. We saw what happened then. The number one back didn't get a carry until 6:28 left in the first half. Who knows what they're thinking about this game plan? So
Well, Dallas is another one, and much like the Bears, their numbers against the run stink. They do not defend the run well. Dallas is Gunner 25th, giving up $133 on the ground, and they're second against the pass.
And you see how much Jacksonville ran on them?
Yeah, ETN went over 100 yards.
Yeah,
but they also, I mean, they got killed in the air too.
Yeah, they did.
Jacksonville really took it to them, and obviously the Eagles are going to look at a lot of that film too. And there might be. I doubt there'll be a conversation with Doug. I don't think Doug's looking to help the Eagles that much, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of film study. Let's put it to you that way.
Yeah, they got a rookie starting in a nickel.
Yeah, because Brown went down, right?
Yeah. So they got to start here. They got a second team guy at the nickel. I could see, they're putting Quez and Smitty in there and lighten them up.
And these coaches all talk, whether it's the head coach, assistant coach. They got buddies all across the league. Hey, man, tell me, what did you guys do against them? I guarantee you this coaching staff has talked to somebody down in Jacksonville. What did you guys do? What works against them? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's smart to do it.
No, I bet Doug called up here and like, hey, how did you guys beat Dallas when you guys beat them? He called up here and said,
I was going to say, well, I don't know if Doug called up here, Barrett. I don't know about that.
Question is, who was he calling? He probably wasn't calling Howie.
He ain't calling Howie. He ain't
I'm talking about coaches.
He probably calling Stoutland, maybe.
Yeah, he might have called Stout. Yeah.
That's where he got.
And Stout
why wouldn't you call Stout?
Stout might be making a call to the WP. Scratch each other's backs.
I'm not dialing Howie's number. Let's see, who can I call here? The only one I really know up there is Stout. Let me give Stout a holler.
All right, let me sneak this in. We'll get a break and we'll do our NFL stuff. Sixers win last night in overtime. What game they probably shouldn't have been that close, but anyway, they win. They're 5-0 on the homestand. They're 17-12 overall. They're certainly playing better basketball, and they're still doing this without Tyrese Maxey. And B 28-11. Tobias Harris really was clutch for them with some massive shots down the stretch and in overtime. He's got that quick release now that he's worked on. Hit a couple corner threes that were big. He ends up with 21, 7 of 9 from the floor, and they win. So they're taking care of their business against kind of the lesser teams right now. The Flyers lose another guy for the year. Jeez. Cam Atkinson had neck surgery. Is going to have neck surgery. He's done for the year. They have a laundry list of guys who are done for the season or may never play. Like Ryan Ellis will never suit up for them again, probably. His career might be over. Sean Couturier's had multiple back surgeries, probably won't play this year. There's other guys other than that. That's just to name a few. Jeez. They've also benched Kevin Hayes the last couple games, and he's basically saying, like, I don't like it. It's his call. So that's setting up for either a trade or a buyout. And he's probably their best player. But he does have value, so he could be moved. So that misery continues with the Flyers. The Phillies extended a couple of front office guys, including Sam Fold, who is the right-hand man to Dave Dombrowski. He's been extended. These are the kind of things that happen when you get to the World Series and, get within 2 games of winning the whole thing. So, deservedly so for some of those guys. Glad to see that those guys are getting taken care of. And Fold is a really bright guy who's respected around the league, played in the league, Stanford guy, really smart guy. So he gets taken care of, and a couple of his lieutenants get taken care of. All right. So when we come back, we're going to do our NFL segment, guys, which will include last night's game, Gunner squad taking care of business, some Ravens updates, a Jets update, a Jerry Jones and OBJ update. And we're going to get into some teams that have already clinched. We'll look at that. And also best turnaround teams who we didn't have high expectations for, who have really played a lot better football than we anticipated.
That's gonna be a good one, man. Because,
interesting.
Yeah, we'll do all that when we get back. So
I got 3 or 4 already. When you
good. Good. We got some great birthdays, great movies coming. Give you an update on the Masters as well. We'll do all that when we get back. Don't go anywhere. Derek, Barrett, Rob, we're Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. I'm going to tell you about Razor technology right now because disaster recovery is critical. The middle of an emergency is the wrong time to wonder who's in charge and how to respond. Restoring malfunctioning systems, rebooting complex servers, and reconfiguring applications, bringing backups online, and reauthorizing users all takes time. And the longer it takes, the more damage that a business can be exposed to. Razor Technology helps growing businesses develop a disaster recovery plan that protects all their essential data. Razor ensures that all your critical systems are backed up and that backups are regularly checked to ensure that they can be deployed at a moment's notice. Depend on Razor Technology, your trusted IT managed service provider, to save time and money on your IT and cloud services. Find out if your business is built to recover from a data disaster by calling Razor Technology today at 866-797-3282. That's 866-797-3282, or online at razor-tech.com. That's razor-tech.com.
Post-game show with Seth Joyner.
I knew that they had a running game.
Derrick Gunn.
He has put in the effort.
Devin Caney.
Had we not won the Super Bowl, what would we be saying?
And Mike Missanelli.
Well, you know who Philly is.
Post-game, now streaming on the 6ABC family of apps.